So we live on Twitch right now.
Live on Twitch.
We'll be posting these on YouTube and the playlist. Today we'll be covering the Warriors Kings.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be covering the Suns Clippers and the Hawks Celtics. All right. Marcus and I will be bringing you these on every Monday and Wednesday at noon. That's when we'll be going live on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we'll be posting the videos throughout the week in shorts and on TikTok. Have you been on TikTok? You been posting on TikTok?
Yep. We got our first post on TikTok.
All right.
You know, we doing what amount of views we at right now?
Let's see how we doing on TikTok.
We got 265 views on.
All right, play it for them.
Play it for them?
Yeah, play it for them.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut over.
Yeah, so you guys can see how we look on TikTok. Is that the what is it, the Big Two Pod?
Big Two Pod.
All right.
That's when TJ was coming after me and wanted to say my whole government on the pod.
All right.
But yeah, that's just.
So we're going to get some more clips put up there today on TikTok and a short on YouTube, and we'll be posting them depending on the teams. All right. So we'll start with the Warriors, and I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to let Marcus rant for the first part of this pod because that's his team. So.
You know, I'm still not, too convinced the Kings are better than the Warriors. It's just from the first two games, I've seen a lot from the Warriors that kind of beat themselves from casual turnovers. Your Steph Curry late fourth quarter turnover. The man's a superstar, but he also gives the game away in certain situations. Prime example. Score was 52-52. 2 minutes left in the first half. Warriors were down by 10. Steph got them all the way to tie. But then, because in the last minute of the game, he has a turnover, and then a foul, and then another turnover, it's 58-52 going into halftime. What happened towards the late game? You make a run, and then careless turnovers. I don't know what to say. The Warriors not making shots, they're not defending. You can tell they're tired. Steph, I can tell you're tired. Looney, I can tell you're tired. Clay, you just not getting the ball in your hand. And I feel for you, brother. You just not getting the ball. And that's what's happening right now. The Warriors, I don't know. Kerr's got to do a better job of saying, like, hey, when we coming down and taking shots, we got to be more effective. Oh, and Jordan Poole, you're not even going to be brought up this conversation because apparently you're not even on the roster. I don't know what you're doing. 4 points, 1 for 4. You can't play. We can't play you because you don't play defense. So thanks a lot for this $100 million that we're about to give you. Because you didn't do anything for it. You got your money and said, I'm done with this. I'm done. You got a pool party. You got 30 baddies in the back. You're done. You're not hooping no more. 4 points and your only job on the Warriors is to score. You're not supposed to lock up anybody. You're not supposed to play make. You know, we got enough of those. Your job is to put the ball in the hoop. And you did it twice. You didn't get your foul calls. Why? Because they're not calling those stupid fouls they call in the regular season. So what do? You're not playable. Imagine that. We can't play you because you can't shoot. We can't play you because you can't drive. We can't play you because you don't want to defend. We can't play you because it's just lunch. Every single time. I watch that game up and down the court. I'm disappointed. And you didn't deserve to play last night. I don't even know how many minutes he got. Let me check real quick. He got a total of, let's see, right here.
Yeah, 16
minutes.
Yeah,
1 of 7. 16 minutes, 1 of 7, 0 for 3, 2 for 2. Sorry, you got 1 bucket and another one they gave you a little ticky-tack foul. 1 assist. Couldn't even get others involved. What were you on the court doing for 16 minutes? If it was me, you would have came off a long time ago. Kaminga only getting 4 minutes. I get it. He's young, rookie. You was only playing. Kerr, I get it. I get who you played and why you played him. Moody, I mean, he took a lot of Kaminga's minutes. When you average it out, that's 12 minutes. I get it. Moody was doing really good. But this is wild. Da Vinci, 13 minutes. Not 1 shot taken. 2 fouls. They weren't there last night. They just weren't there. And you can kind of see through the box score what they try to do. Curry, Clay, Wiggins, only y'all shooting tonight. Clay really didn't get to shoot. He went 5 for 10 for 3, only took 13 shots. 5 for 10 from Clay looks like a 25-shot game, people. It's embarrassing, man. I don't want to keep talking about this because this was just embarrassing. They didn't beat us. They didn't shoot well. Fox went 2 for 10 from 3. Sabonis just the 8 of 12, 24 points. It's not like they dominated us. They just had Malik Monk get 18, Mitchell get 15, Heater get 15, Barnes get 13. They had a bunch of contributing factors. We had 3 guys give us 20, and nobody else really contributed after that besides Gary Payton with 13. Everybody else is in single digits. And I get it, we were very top heavy, but Jesus. Somebody help me out here. I'm done. I'm done ranting about these boys. I'm taking it to you, TJ.
Yeah, you good, man. So I'm gonna break this down, and so what we do is on this pod, we're not scared to call out our fandom. All right, we hold ourselves accountable on this pod. So when I talk about the Lakers, I'm in my fandom, and he talks from a perspective of not being a fan, so he sees it more clear. And when he's a fan of the Warriors, I let him know when I see something that he doesn't see as a fan. All right. So I'm going to talk as a person who's not a fan of the Warriors, and just from what I've seen from the whole entire year, not just the playoffs. So the Warriors aren't good on the road, all right? That's just the truth. I think they won like 6 or 7 games on the road, and most of those games came in the last week. That's what they don't tell you. They really was worse than that. They started winning on the road like the last week of the season, man. Like they were terrible. Am I right, Marcus? Horrible.
I don't think we got more than 10 wins.
Yeah, I think, and then most of them came at the end, like the last week. All right, so that means they went the entire season with the Wiggins in the lineup too, without winning on the road. That's a major thing. That's from October to January. With Wiggins, they was bad. So that's why I didn't really buy that when Wiggins came back, they'll be better. And I've already said what I thought about the Jordan Poole punch, so we won't talk about that. Now that you guys know why I felt like the road thing was a real thing, we'll talk about that game. That game was lost in the second quarter. If you go back and look at that game, they scored 41 points in the second quarter. That's like crazy. That's really bad. You know what I mean? Anytime you give up 41 points in a quarter, you're probably gonna lose. That's just what it is. You're just gonna lose that game. And the next note I had in here was playoffs are 8-man rotations at most. All right, 8 players play. You got to find your 8. In this series, both teams are playing guards off their bench. They're not playing any of their forwards. They're not playing any of their bigs like that. They're playing guards. And the truth is, man, their guards are just beating you. Their guards are just playing better. So if we go down the list, we got Peyton getting 27 minutes. We got Poole getting 16. We got DaVincio getting 13. That's your bench. Like, yeah, Kuminga, Green played, but they didn't play enough to matter. Moody didn't play enough to matter. Those are your 3 players off the bench, and they're all guards. All right? The reason why I'm pointing that out, because when you go look at the Kings and you look at who comes off their bench, they're playing Lyles, a power forward, for 15 minutes. Then they're playing Mitchell, a point guard, at 28 minutes. And then they got Monk at 31 minutes. Right now, if you look at their plus minuses, I know people don't like plus minus. We're only doing this for the sake of just saying that what's going on and how positive they are. They're in the positive. Their whole team has been in the positive, really. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, they're playing pretty good defense and pretty good offense. And people didn't expect the Kings to hold anybody to 106 points. That's number 2. All right? The Kings are doing something that we didn't think they could do, and that's play defense. I didn't think that. I can't come in here and be like, oh, I thought they would shut them down. I didn't think that. And I know Marcus didn't think that. My point number 3 is Marcus knows what I'm about to say here, man. This man is a Malik Monk fan. And he ain't DM Kerr about Monk. Nobody got the scouting report on Monk. They act like they never seen Monk before. Monk was on the Lakers last year going crazy. Doing hey, Austin Reeves and Monk doing the same thing. Go figure. The Lakers said we had Monk, but we got Reeves. That's why he probably got kicked out, because we had Reeves. He's doing the exact same thing that Reeves is doing. Pick and roll, shooting threes, get into the free throw line. Y'all not mentioning that. That boy go to the line. All right? All I'm saying is, when are y'all going to start respecting Monk and putting a really good defender on him and just saying it's over? We're locking that up. I think what needs to happen is one of your people on Twitter, he knows I'm talking about, Shadow, he mentioned a good point the other day. He said y'all need to run the triangle too. All right, everybody know the boxing one is. He said Kerr had pulled out the triangle two a couple years ago, and it worked. You guys need to shut Malik Monk. Not shut him, because you're not going to shut him. You need to focus your defense on those two individuals and make Sabonis beat you. It's going to be a lot harder because Draymond Green was suspended last night. If you didn't know that, he got suspended for stepping on Sabonis' chest. Do I think it was right? I don't. I think it's the playoffs. I don't think you should suspend people. You need people at full health. But I also think Draymond Green, he should know better, bro. Sabonis grabbed you. Cool. You know what he could have did? Fell on him. You know what I mean? Fall, bro. He grabbed you. Fall. Bro, I get it. You're like, where I got to put my foot? Yeah, you could do that. But then you literally press down, bro. Everybody saw you press down, bro. Everybody saw you press down. Even, bro, Marcus, did you see him press down?
That's why I'm stomp on this man's chest.
Bro, we saw it. We saw it, bro. And yes, Sabonis shouldn't have grabbed your leg, but you stomped, bro. That's like me smacking somebody and then a dude coming out of nowhere and shooting me. It's like, dang! Like, bro, you ain't have to shoot.
Why we escalate?
Why we go that far, bro? He grabbed your leg. You could at least, look, he could have pulled his leg out and like almost tried to pretend like he was going to kick him, but didn't. He didn't do none of that. He stomped. Like, he literally stomped. So, I don't think kicking him out was right, but now you don't have him. And so now my question is, it's rhetorical, but I'll let him answer like right after I'm finished. Who are you going to play now in that role? Who starts? And I have an idea who they start, but since he's the fan, I'll let him answer. But I think you got to go with the person that you don't want to go with. And he knows what I'm going to say.
No, because I already know, because he started all year for us.
Who?
Da Vinci.
Oh, no, I wasn't even going to go with Da Vinci. I wasn't even thinking you was going to go that small.
Yeah.
So the person I think you're going to go with, if we look at what they're doing, they're starting Sabonis at really a 4 at the 5. They're starting Barnes at the 4, Murray at the 3, Fox and Horter. The thing about those players is everybody in that lineup is 6'6" and up besides Fox. Nobody talks to y'all about that. People sleep on the Kings' height. The Kings are tall. That's a tall team, man. Fox is 6'3", but he's super fast. Mm-hmm. It's a tall, young, athletic team. And when people were saying, and Marcus is included in this, we want the Kings, he will tell you I was always like, I don't know why people really want the Kings so bad. You know what I mean? I was always saying, yo, I'd rather play like the Suns because they don't got no depth. He knows I said this. Got no depth. The bench is kind of, they don't got no chemistry. The Kings play all year together, and they hear you. They hear, I want the Kings. They ain't nothing. They ain't going to win. Bruh, that's called bulletin board. That's called, I'm going to write everything Marcus say on this board. I'm going to write everything Draymond say on this board. We all know athletes have a chip on their shoulder, bro. Malik Monk was in Charlotte 2 years ago. You think that man ain't happy about being in the playoffs? De'Aaron Fox ain't never been to play. The Kings ain't never been to playoffs. Sabonis is like, oh, y'all traded me for Halliburton. Y'all said it was a bad trade. This whole team, Mike Brown, like Steve Kerr, forget you. You probably thought I wasn't good enough to beat you. The whole team has a chip. You guys are playing a team. I don't think you guys realize. You guys are playing a team that really, really, really don't care about losing. What that means is, if I go outside in the park now, Marcus knows what I mean by this. If we go out in the park, I will feel like I'll beat Marcus in one-on-one, just from my experience and me playing basketball longer. Marcus has nothing to lose, my friends. He's going to be pulling threes. He's going to be doing, I'm going to be playing cool like, oh, I got time. And that's what the Warriors are doing. We got time. It's a 7-game series. The King is like, we ain't supposed to win. It's too, bro. Me and my friend was literally watching this at the end of the game. And the Kings didn't realize it was 2 to 3 minutes left. They still running and gunning and running and gunning and running and gunning and running and gunning. I'm like, yo, slow down. Splash. Splash. Like, them boys don't care. 30 seconds left, running and gunning and running and gunning. This sounds like Mike Brown said, yo, I was in that locker room, run they ass. Run them. Run them, run them, run them. They're old. Run them. Mike Brown was in that locker room. I feel like that was not taken too seriously. that was not taken too seriously. He knows the weaknesses. He knows the strengths. He knows the player development. He knows Poole. He knows everybody. And I think he has a whole notebook of weaknesses for every single player. And he's telling each player, he doesn't like this. He doesn't like this, and he doesn't like this. So until the Warriors start playing as hard as the Kings, this will not be a series. And that's what I was really trying to say. It's not about talent. They're just playing harder. They're just playing harder, bro. Mitchell ain't letting Curry breathe. Mitchell's nickname is Night Off. Look it up. That's his nickname. His nickname is Night Off. That man comes in. Y'all got Fox already, first team defense. Marcus knows how I feel about Fox on defense. And then you got Mitchell coming in to take a spot for Curry. Curry doesn't get any sleep. Curry's like, dang, usually the backup sucks on defense. This man coming in and getting a better defender. It's like, yo, I need help. So then he looked to Klay. Klay's like, bro, I'm doing my job, bro. I'm efficient. And then it brings me to Wiggins. Wiggins, I have no beef with Wiggins right now. My beef is with Kerr, and Marcus and I talked about this off air before Wiggins even came back. He doesn't get enough shots. Kerr, for some reason, doesn't use two-way wings on offense. Don't know why. He don't call them plays. He don't give them ISOs. It's just a go sit in the corner. He LeBron the man. He basically, Wiggins might as well play for the Lakers. That's basically what he's treating him like. Go sit in the corner and wait for the ball to get there. And that's what Harrison Barnes did on that team. And you guys basically turned into Harrison Barnes. It's basically what you did. And Wiggins is sitting there like, okay, I take my shots when they come, but Wiggins is a rhythm player. He isn't a catch and shoot player. He's never been a catch and shoot player. He is a pound, get open, get my shot player. So if he don't touch the ball, how you gonna expect to hit a game winner off a long time off? He ain't touched the ball all game. So my main point is Wiggins needs to touch the ball more. Klay needs to touch the ball more. And Curry needs to do a little bit better job of being more efficient. Right now, he's turning the ball over like crazy. He's really looking like he's not really engaged in the game in the beginning of the game. He had 5 turnovers. Green had 5 turnovers. Wiggins had 2. Thompson had 2. The whole team is just 20 turnovers in a playoff game?
It's crazy.
20 turnovers in a playoff game. You're not 41 points in the quarter and 20 turnovers. That's a recipe for a loss. So I don't think they played well at all. You know what I mean? And they only lost by, 7? So I'm not telling you the series is over. I'm just saying they're not playing good. Like, they're not even playing average. They're playing pretty bad, honestly. And then you just lost Draymond. So all of this to say is when you integrate a person like Wiggins, and then you got Draymond kicking people, then you got Poole having pool parties and not playing defense. You got Kerr turning it over. You got Looney looking tired. I've been told you he looked tired. You got Looney looking tired. Now he going to be more. What you think tomorrow going to happen? This man going to be out of breath. You want Looney to guard Sabonis for 48 minutes. I say good luck, my friend, in Game 3. I don't think Game 3 is going to be any different. I think if you guys win one, it will be Game 4, and then you out to pull it out that 3-1. Y'all did it before. Y'all did it before. Mm-hmm. People forget about that. Yeah, y'all got 3-1, but y'all also did it to the Thunder. So my closing remarks on this series, and I'll let him finish it up, is Gary Payton has played okay to me. He's been fine. DaVincio's played okay to me. He's been fine. You're really missing Poole. You're missing Poole. And if I am Steve Kerr, I make a tough decision. And I play Poole like I play every hot shooter in the league. If you're hot, you stay in. If you're not, you sit. And I put Kuminga in. That's it. I play Kuminga over him for 2 different reasons. I think Kuminga can guard Sabonis. I think his length will bother him. I think that should have been in the lineup. And maybe he does that this game with Green out. I think Kuminga can run the floor with those young guys. There needs to be young legs on this court, bro. The Warriors are one of the oldest teams in the league. You got Klay old, Curry old, Green old, Looney slow. Wiggins ain't that fast. He just came back. He probably rusty. JaMychal Green, he don't play. You only got Kuminga. Gary Payton looking like his knees is washed.
Moody looked pretty good for the 8 minutes he came in.
You know what I'm saying? So really, your youngest player that got the most athleticism ain't playing. Why? In the most athletic team in the league, you're playing. So I just think you guys are going to have to play different players. And I think Kuminga needs to be in there, and Poole needs to get less minutes. It's just what it is, man. Like, this ain't his series. It's not as serious, man. And it's a shame because you got Malik Monk who do the same exact thing as Poole and is doing it better with less money. That should make what is this? That should make every Warriors fan feel very weird, right? Because if you're paying them in $100 million and they're paying Malik Monk $25 million, and this man is producing like that, that's not good, man. And I told Marcus this summer. There's two things that's gonna happen. Y'all was gonna win a championship, and y'all was gonna pay Draymond and come back, or y'all would lose and y'all would tear it up. One of them are gonna have to go, maybe even both. I'm gonna let you close out the Warriors, my man.
Well, it's not that hard to see right now. All the reasons why we still want the Kings for the reasons you mentioned. I hope y'all realize that if we played like this against any other team, we're done in 4. But because we're playing the Kings, it's like, Kings, I hope y'all know this is the kind of Warriors y'all are getting, and y'all are barely squeaking wins out. Barely. So this is why we want the Kings. I'm not upset about it. It's just the 2 games where I know the Warriors can win the next 4 if they just get everything together. They just really gotta. If they win the next 4, that's crazy because they only got 1 road game the next 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you're down 0-2, but the next 4 games, 3 of them are at home.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do with that?
And believe it or not, the game plan in the playoffs will always be double the best players and leave the worst players, not even the worst shooting players open. You guys are De'Aaron Fox to hit it, and he's hitting it. And in fact, it's sad because the first 3 quarters he ain't hitting it. In the 4th quarter, he is going crazy. And it's funny because he just won the clutch player of the year. So this is not a fluke. It's not a fluke. He's been doing it all year.
4th quarter Fox been all year.
All year. So he's just doing what he's been doing. He's just like, all right, y'all gonna leave me open. 4th quarter, cash.
I think the Warriors came into the first 2 games were like, hey, are we really gonna win 2 road games?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kerr looked at his players and said, are y'all gonna pull one out, or do we just need to keep the original game plan that we've kept all year?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, let Fox beat us,
mm-hmm.
and if he does beat us, don't even see if he can beat us again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
he's doing it.
And he's doing it.
Yeah.
So I think the first 2 games, I really don't think, especially this game, when the Warriors were trying to fight, I really don't think they came into the game expecting to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, it looked like they really wanted to get that game 1 and then coast to game 3.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't get game 1. And it really messed them up.
Mm-hmm.
Really messed them up. So now you got the next 4 games. 3 are at home.
Mm-hmm.
But
Not
you're
2.
down
2. The next 2 are at home.
No, 3 out of 4. Sorry. 3 out of the next 4 games are at home for the Warriors.
Huh?
2 games at home.
Yeah.
1 game.
Oh. Well, you're assuming that you get that far.
Well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm like. But you're assuming a lot. They already got 2 wins, so really.
What I'm saying is, Warriors don't lose at home.
Oh, okay. But the Kings don't really lose on the road. This is why this series is so crazy. They had the best road record in the league. They suck at home. That's why this is scary. That's why I'm like, bro, they won 2.
That first game was
at
the
home,
game 1
and they're really good on the road.
And they're giving.
And y'all are really good at home. It's like which one's gonna give?
Look, I'm hoping the NBA steps in and said, hey, these are defending champions. We can't have them swept in the first round.
Hey, bro, if y'all get swept, bro, I'm telling you, Lakeup is gone. Green's gone. Pools, that's off season. We won't even talk about that. It's a long series. The series, it's a saying. The series don't start till you go on the other team's court. Yeah, that's a saying. All right, so let's go to the next one. Suns Clippers.
Was that last night? That was last night.
Yeah, that was last night. Suns Clippers was very good. That game was like very, 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 very good. One of the best games we've had so far.
Clippers won 115, 110.
The notes I have for that game, it's number 1. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard he's just awesome, man. Like, yeah, the Suns won, I know that, but that man is just crazy. All right, that man, like, playoff Kawhi is a thing. So people need to realize that when they're talking about Kawhi Leonard. I feel like him guarding the best player and producing as he is, that's pretty nuts. All right. So the score is bigger than what it really was when you watch that game. It wasn't that bad. And the thing that really blew that game open, if you didn't watch it, you wouldn't really know. In the second quarter, with 3 minutes left, Phoenix found something. They found something, and it was swing, swing, swing. It was, hey, they're doubling KD. They're getting the ball out of his hand. Soon as they double KD, they are swinging that rock across to Booker, and Booker is pumping for the three and going for the midi every single time. And what happens is you're making your team rotate constantly, and that is a lot of pressure to keep doing that. So what I look for the Clippers to do is to try to just play Durant straight up next game and just try to make everybody beat them. Because right now that doubling, it look like they got a rhythm, and that's bad. If you get Paul in rhythm like he was, Booker in rhythm, and KD in rhythm, you're not winning. You're not winning that. You have to have one of those players not in rhythm, and the only way you do that is by taking one of them all the way out. And so if I'm them, I let Booker and KD cook. I let them cook, bro, and I take Paul, Ayton, the rest of them out. I take all of them out, bro. This is the Kyrie Irving KD method. Take them out. Take Kyrie, take KD out, force everybody to beat you. So that's what I do. I keep sending a double with KD, and then I literally, when Booker get the ball, I double him. I do not let them two eat. Those are the two you don't let. Chris Paul, I say do it again. Do it again. And do it again. And the reason why I say that is because when you watch that game, bro, the Clippers was in it. The Clippers had that game until they start over doubling, over trapping. And then as soon as that ball came around, you start seeing the Clippers like, I'm tired. Bro, I'm tired of running from KD all the way back to the other side of the court to Booker, who's hitting every mid-range shot. And lastly, shout out to Ayton, because I really didn't like how he played the game before. But he came to play that game, man. He really stood up to Zubac. I had no faith in him, honestly, because Zubac has been beating him every time they play. But last night, Ayton had 13 rebounds. That was really big for them. They needed that. He had 14 points. That was really big. He beat Zubac, who had, he had 6 boards, 8 points. It's a great game by him. Kawhi Leonard had 31 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Excellent game. Westbrook, shout out to you, bro. Excellent game. 28, 5 and 5. You turned the ball over a lot in the fourth quarter, so that was not good. But overall, you played an excellent, efficient game. Gordon had 4 threes. You can't ask for more than that. Batum has been missing most of the year. Don't know where that man been at. They're benching Morris for him. Maybe Ty Lue's like, hey, we got to get Morris back out there. Clipper fans, you hate Morris. But, hey, one thing about Morris, he going to hit a midi. That man is going to hit a midi. And in the mid-range series, I don't know why y'all don't got him on the court. This is a mid-range series, bro. Batum is getting up nothing. You're getting nothing from Batum right now. And then you got, on the bench, you got Plumlee giving you nothing. Highland is Nuggets didn't even want him. Then you got Mann, who's really an energy guy, who's playing pretty good for you. But the problem is going to be this. If Powell and Plumlee can't give you nothing, there's nothing. You're not going to win this series. And the reason why I say that is Powell is literally your best player off the bench. He's where you go for your points off the bench. Without Paul George, you need Powell. This is why I say you have to play Morris. Morris is the only other player on this team that can get a bucket besides Powell and Kawhi right now. And without Morris, you're just relying on Powell and Kawhi to basically initiate. Because we all know Eric Gordon ain't shoot nothing but threes. That man don't shoot nothing but threes. All right? So with that being said, you need somebody to shoot other than that. You need somebody to get some middies, to get some layups. And I would put in Morris. Covington, that man must have did something to Ty Lue's wife. That man ain't played all year. And he had 41 points last year. He had a 41-point game, like 10 threes or something like that, bro. I don't know what he did to his wife. I don't know what happened with Covington. The man just don't like him. I don't know what happened there. So me, I look at the bench and I say, Plumlee, I cut those. You don't need him, man. They playing Biyombo. Biyombo's like 6'10". He's a good blocker, but he does nothing on offense. I would not play Plumlee. I take him all the way in my rotation. I put Covington there. I go small. All right? I play 6'10" Covington. He's 6'10", bro. I play Covington at my center. I put Morris in for Batum. I put Batum on the bench, and then I rock with that and see how that works. But other than that, man, there's really no adjustments you can make. But just playing Covington and Morris and hoping that you can just slow down one of KD or Booker. Because if you don't slow them down, you're not going to win. And last night, KD didn't shoot well from 3. But once again, they're doing what the Warriors are doing. They're saying, hey, Craig, beat us. Beat us.
Ain't beat y'all.
This just like Memphis is doing. Rui, beat us. And Craig is shooting about 90% from the 3-point line in the first 2 games. He ain't missing. And y'all got to understand, these are NBA players at the end of the day, man. Y'all are, they're leaving them. Like, they're leaving them. Like, it's nobody near him. So he's just like, okay, rhythm shot. So once you get a rhythm, it's going to be pretty hard to stop that player. So I'm not telling you to start guarding Craig. But what I'm telling you, if you're not going to guard Craig, you better guard Booker. All right, but you can't not guard Booker and not guard Craig, bro. Booker had 38 points, and then, like, bro, he's 4 for 7 for 3. Most of them was open. You know what I mean? You got to guard somebody, bro. And then you can't let Chris Paul get 16 and Ayton get 14 and quit. Look at the whole start lineup. Bro, 25, 17, 14. They didn't even need the bench. They beat you the only way they could. This is the only way the Suns can beat you is their starting 5 go crazy. That's the only way. They bench ain't going to do nothing. Look what they bench. 0, 0, 7, 6. That's it. That's it. Without the starting 5, the Suns are nothing. They're garbage. There's no way you can let a team beat you with 5 players, bro. So what I do is I trap Durant again, but then I make sure when Booker gets that ball, I bring another one. I bring 2 to him. Everybody else, just let him eat. You cannot let Booker and Durant get you 50 points. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that, bro. Like, it's a recipe for disaster. What do you think, man?
I think a lot of great points. You just did it there, and I agree with 90% of them. But I think there's one thing that, and it's a hot take. It's a hot take. I think it's making the Suns really good. Okay, but it's a diminish on a certain person, and then that is Durant is not a number 1. And will never be a number 1. And the only way he can win is that if he's not the number 1.
You think he's the number 1 now?
No. Last game, game 1. I'll start with game 1. Game 1, he was the number 1. Kawhi loved it. Kawhi was like, "Oh, you're telling me all I gotta do is guard you and match your shot?" They squeaked the win out doing that. Game 2, my eye test told me the offense and the number 1 of that game was Devin Booker. Devin Booker was the Steph Curry role. Durant is like, oh, I want to be the best player on the team, but I don't want to be the game plan. I don't want to be the offensive game plan for the other team. I don't want to be like, oh, we're taking Durant
schemed against. He don't want to be schemed against.
He don't want to be schemed against.
And Booker had that luxury now of not being schemed against.
Of having, yes, but this game 2 showed me that, okay, when you don't scheme against Booker, he's like, bro, I'm going for 38-9.
Oh, yeah.
38-9. All right? Durant's like, all right, you do your thing, young fella. You do your thing. But what Durant is seeing is maybe we need Booker at the 1, and I don't need to be schemed against. Maybe Booker, because Booker showed last night something I ain't seen in a long time. And I forget who this man was. I forget this man dropped 71 points in a game.
I don't know how.
Because he'll have these quiet moments because Booker, honestly, I really believe this is a nice guy. I really believe Booker is a nice, genuine guy that's saying, Chris, I'll let you ball pound and then run a pick and roll with Ayton while I go sit on the wing. Instead of, he's saying, no, Chris, you go sit on the wing and I'm running, ball's in my hand. I'm the leader of this team. Durant came. Oh, Durant, you gonna get your shots, you gonna get this. Booker is a really nice guy. But he said, you guys disrespected me way too long for me not to remind y'all who I really am. And I think Booker, in order for this team to win a championship, the scheme is going to have to come through Booker, and Durant's just going to have to play free. And that's the problem. They're saying, Booker, we're not going to scheme against you, we're going to scheme against Durant. That's the issue. Durant don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
When he was with the Warriors, why did he like going to the Warriors? Ha ha, I can't scheme against me.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? I'm just gonna say, Durant was happy to play that Harrison Barnes role. Nobody want to talk about. Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you tell me I get to sit in this corner and then every now and then you pass me the ball and it's 1-on-1, sometimes open. Nobody blocked my shot.
Mm-hmm.
Loving it. You were right though. Absolutely right. Powell, Eric Gordon, some of these Batum, they gotta give you more. They gotta give you more. Their role players just got outplayed today. Their starters, yes, but like I didn't see that 28 from Russ. That's why I'm like, I think Russ's 28 counteracted some of like the other starters' points. You know, like Ayton's 14 or Paul's 16. Like Russ was trying to match those points.
He almost had 30. He almost matched Kawhi Leonard.
Exactly.
Just as efficient.
That's why I'm happy.
With 8 of 8 free throws.
Leading the team almost. Kawhi did. He got another 3 and Eric Gordon got 4. I was about to say, not him leading the team.
You're not going to get a better Westbrook game.
You're not going to get one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, yes, Eric Gordon only shoots 3s, but you can't just go 4 or 12. You can't just jack them all day.
I mean, he gave you 4, but Batum gave you nothing. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
That's
but
literally the problem.
I'm also looking at minutes played. It's 19 to your 32. And also, Powell, I have been killing Powell all year.
Mm-hmm.
All year I've been killing Powell going, what's his job?
Mm-hmm.
What is his job? Like, honestly, give it to Terrence Mann.
So, Powell, the problem is you can't get rid of Powell without Paul George. You know what I'm saying? You can't, because that's your points. If Paul George was here, I would agree you don't play him 28 minutes. But without Paul George, who you getting points from? You ain't getting that 28 from Russ again. You ain't getting up from Batum. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's it. The man almost won 6th man of the year. Like, that's it. You only getting points from Powell. You're not playing Covington, and you're not playing Morris. So, brother, that's it. Unless you count on Highland to give you like.
Honestly, I like Mann better.
But Man's not a creator. He's not a creator. He's an energy guy. Think Caruso. Caruso ain't getting you 30. Powell can get you 30. That's it. And that's because he's going to get to the line about 6 times a game, too. So he's a 40% shooter, and he drives to the rim and gets to the free throw line. That's what Powell does. Powell is the guy where you need him to. Unfortunately, this is why I agree with you. Unfortunately, you need Powell. You need him. It's not something like you can't go without. Because without Paul George, you lose worse without Powell right now. Because you need points, bro. Look at the other side. Them boys got Booker and KD. That's what they got, Booker and KD, and you got a 30 ball from Russ.
See, you got this thing where you're saying you need points, and I'm saying points. Those shots just need to go to another player.
Who? That's what I'm saying. But who?
Kawhi.
Bro, Kawhi had 31.
How many times did he shoot?
He shot 20 times, bro.
It's playoffs, bro. Your superstars shoot 30.
I don't know how you're going to get more from Kawhi Leonard, but you got to remember, he played 39 minutes. He had 20 shots, right? He had 7 free throws. He had 7 assists. So that means not only was he scoring all your points, he was assisting all your points. Yeah. So that means he had the ball. He was just passing it to other people because he was getting trapped or something like that. That's a LeBron game. The man had a 31, 8, and 7 is nuts.
That's who you're supposed to be.
Yes.
I don't want to give him a pass for doing this. I want him
No,
to
it ain't a pass. He was the best player on the court.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, if you want to win, you got to do better. And that's it. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Well, no. The thing is, you're not going to get it from Powell.
You don't think so?
No. If you're telling me...
I'm not saying you will. I'm just saying that's the only way they can win.
But what I'm saying is...
What do you think they have to win with? So you're saying... I'm saying they need to win by getting more from Powell and Morris. You're saying they need to get more from Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
Which one you think is more feasible?
Kawhi Leonard.
What do you want him to get? Like, look at his stat line. What do you want him to get? No. What do you want him to get? 40?
What you're saying is, like, what can he improve on?
That's what I'm trying to see. What can he do more?
What he can improve on is not letting Powell and all these boys take all these shots.
So you saying shoot 30 shots?
And what did the Warriors do? Only 3 people shot the ball last night.
If you go back to the Raptors, I think he did that a lot more. He shot the ball a lot more.
I'm just shooting it.
He shot it a lot more. Also, that matter. Scheme does matter too. Yeah. So if they're doubling him, Kawhi's not the type to he's not the type to do that. KD is more of the type to shoot over a double because of his size.
But that's on the coach end. I'm not putting that on Kawhi. If they're scheming for Kawhi, it's the coach's
job. Oh, yeah,
job
that's
to
the only
scheme
scheme they got.
The coach's job is to scheme so your Kawhi can get open.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to beat the defense as a coach.
Yeah, so what are you thinking for your prediction for this? You had the Suns.
Oh, I had the Suns at 5, I think.
You had the Suns in 5. I had the Suns in 7.
This is looking now more like a 5 to 6 game series.
Mm-hmm.
I think when the Suns, what they did was they just figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
They figured it out. Now, are they gonna hit again? Is Craig gonna go 5 of 8 from 3 again?
No.
Now, if you leave him wide open like you did,
I think the Suns lose next game. And the reason why, because I think Tyler Lue switches the whole lineup up.
Ooh,
I think he's gonna put Morris or Covington in there, and that one move puts points on the board. That's why I keep saying I don't really think Kawhi. I know he can shoot more. I think it's gonna be a mix of both. I think he could shoot more, but also I think those 16 points from Morris will be in there. Like, Morris literally averages like 15, 16 points, bro. Like, you're taking 16 points out of your thing. And first off, you're putting Bones Highland out there who can't play defense. I would scratch those minutes. He's not giving you enough for those minutes. I would scratch Bones Highland out of there. And I would scratch, the other guy? Plumlee. Get him out of there. Put Covington in there. Plumlee's not giving you nothing. Like, there's no need for Plumlee to ever touch that floor.
He didn't even get rebounds.
There's no need for him to touch the floor.
First game, he did pretty good.
No need for him to touch the floor.
Second game.
Yeah, bro. Plumlee, no, bro. He shouldn't. Bro, Plumlee should never touch that floor, bro. So I think putting Covington and Morris in there and taking Batum out of that lineup will be good for them, bro. Because Batum and Plumlee are zeros right now, literally. And Bones Highland, they just, bro. You know how I feel about rotations. Right now they're playing nine people. That's too much. That's too much. I'm going to keep saying this. Y'all going to see the best teams in the league don't play that many players, man. They playing 8 at top 7. And the reason why that is, Marcus, because of rhythm. Mm-hmm. So Marcus know about rhythm. Like, we was in the wild league. You know, if you don't get the ball, what's going to happen? You're going to touch the ball and be like, I want to shoot it, but you're not going to feel comfortable. Right? Role players, if they haven't touched the ball in a long, it's the Wiggins thing. When he had that corner 3, he's like, I didn't really shoot the ball today. So now you want me to make the shot? So I'm saying if you got Batum only getting 4 shots and they all threes, think about that. They're all threes. Mm-hmm. Eric Gordon getting all threes. Mm-hmm. These players are not touching the ball unless they're 3-point shots. Morris, that's different. Morris is going to get an ISO. He's going to get a post up. You know what I mean? He's going to get in rhythm. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Clipper fans, y'all don't like it. Y'all don't like it. But y'all need to play that man. For this series, if not, I'm not saying every series. This series, he has to get on the floor, man. What you got to close it out?
You're absolutely right. They need to switch the lineup. I agree. Plumlee should not be in.
No.
And Batum is going to give you those minutes. And Batum is going to give you 19 minutes and not make a single shot. Get you 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 3 fouls.
Nothing.
I don't know why he was in. Unless he was in to go foul.
Nothing.
I don't know why he was in.
Nothing.
Morris. I'm not as high on Morris as I am on a Covington because I don't believe Morris moves his feet on defense.
No, he don't. I'm only doing Morris for offense because they have no middies.
I understand.
They have absolutely, bro. Look, you said Gordon shooting threes, Powell shooting threes, but they need somebody besides Russ and Kawhi to shoot a regular shot. Zubac ain't shooting no regular shots. Like you. So you just need somebody.
They made so the Suns went 10 to 24 from 3, and the Clippers went 11 to 30.
Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. Clippers got to the line 31 times.
Exactly.
Versus their 14.
That's gonna keep happening because the Suns don't drive.
Okay.
The Suns don't drive. They don't drive. Booker gets no dunks. KD gets no dunks. Chris Paul can't dunk. Ayton don't dunk. You only get fouls. I do the same thing with the Warriors. You only get fouls when you got dunkers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But this is where they messed up is because the Suns made 15 more 2-pointers than the Clippers.
Exactly. Mid-range.
And they don't drive.
Mid-range.
You know what I'm saying? So because they don't drive, but you get those 15 more 2-pointers. It's like we beat you in the 2-pointers. You squeaked only one better 3 than us, and you got to the line way more than us. But what did they do? Suns out-rebounded them. Out-assisted them like crazy. 17 assists to 30 assists is nuts.
And that comes when you double people.
and also the fouls were kind of close, 20-22. But like you said, that happens when you double, and also defense. They had way more steals and blocks. So looking at the box score only tell you so much, but it definitely tells you who didn't make the shots. You know, like it definitely lets you know, like, oh man, like these dudes were on, y'all were off. Sorry.
Yeah. Last series we'll talk about today is that Celtics Hawks game.
Celtics Hawks. Yep.
The Celtics Hawks game, man, it was good for the Celtics in the first quarter. All right, so when I turned that game on, I was very happy for the Celtics, man. I'm not the Celtics, the Hawks. I was like, wow, okay, they're playing pretty good today. Like they came out strong. Trae Young was getting people involved. I love Murray game. Murray had an awesome game. Murray was the only dude out there trying to keep them in the game. All right, Murray hit 7 threes, bro. He was going nuts. He was very aggressive. I loved Hunter in the first quarter. Hunter in the first quarter was going crazy, hitting every shot. I don't know what happened to Capella at the playing game. I don't know what happened to that man after the playing game. Bro was going crazy in the playing game, and then he just gone. John Collins, they try to trade you every year, and you just keep proving them right. I kept a good eye on John Collins this playoffs, bro. I'm like, why they always want to trade that man? He's invisible. It's like he's invisible. I don't know why. He's just invisible. It's just he's not there. Horford and Robert Williams are just being better than Capella and Collins. This is what it is. So the front court with Capella, they're just getting outworked. Hunter, you did very good with your 18, but bro, you just disappeared. And I think it's because you started settling for too many threes, bro. That's not you. You start jacking up way too many threes. Trae Young, your defense is horrendous. All right, it's just really bad. And Murray, great game, bro. You played an awesome game. Now let's go to the bench. They played 9 players on the Hawks, all right, but really 8. Okay, once again that goes to my 8 rule. All right, so they got Okongwu. I love Okongwu. He comes in and gives great energy. They got Sadiq Bey. I'm not a fan of Sadiq Bey. Marcus is. I think Sadiq Bey is a borderline G League player. And a great player for a bad team. Johnson, I don't even know who that is. He got 5 minutes. And Bogdanovic, bro, I like you. You're a great player, but some reason they won't go small and put you in that lineup. I think their lineup should change. I think they should start Capella. They should start Hunter at the 4. They should put Bogdanovic in the start lineup and just bench Collins. I think Collins should come off the bench. I'm just gonna say I think Collins should come off the bench, bro. I think they need to spread the floor and make the Celtics work. They won't do it because they haven't done it all season, but I just feel like Collins and Capella, it's just not working. There's something there that just don't work, and I think they need a spread pick and roll with Trae in the middle of the floor with Capella, kind of what James Harden and Capella used to do. Remember the lobs in Houston? They need to run that same offense and spread it out. And just see how it goes. You already down 0-2. You got nothing to lose. Like I would. That's how I would go with this series. Going to the Celtics, Tatum, you had an awesome game, but bruh, you got to learn how to get to the line. Like bruh, you don't get to the line at all, bro. Like that's a hard 30. You know what I mean? Like bruh, you are one player that go for 10. You do that the most of everybody in the league, bro. Tatum, I won't say he's overrated, bro. It's just that he is not consistent, and it falls because their team is so good around him, so people don't notice it. But he'll give you 30 and 15. That's because it's free throws. How you a superstar and don't go to the line, bro? That's weird. And then Horford, awesome game. I love this game. 3 blocks. Marcus don't like Horford, but I love Horford, man. He give you the threes. He give you the blocks. He's just old and just still can move. Guard 5-1 steal. Like, bro is just a great old player. I love Horford. Marcus Smart doing Marcus Smart stuff. I don't think he is as good as he used to be, but he filled up the stat sheet. 3 steals is amazing. That's crazy. Derek White, man, he was the best player in that game. He was the best player in that game, hands down, bro. Like, he was driving the ball to the hole. He was getting rebounds. He was getting steals. He was getting blocks. Like, 3 blocks is crazy. Like, he was just everywhere, bro. Everywhere, shooting threes. Derek White, he's good. That's a good player. Derek White is a really good player. Jaylen Brown. I love Jaylen Brown. Sometimes I wish he was. He has that same problem with Tatum. Sometimes they just disappear. It's like they got two of the same players. It's like one game Jalen will go for 30, next game the other dude go for 30. But they never can go like together and get 30. You know what I mean? Never get 25 together. But ultimately, man, I feel like that game was. This is gonna be a quick sweep, basically. So I feel like right now that was the last game we was gonna go through, and we'll be back tomorrow with another series. It'll be the Lakers, right? Who else? Who else? Lakers are on tonight.
I'm about to pull up the schedule for today so our viewers can see them. We got. Here, come here. So tonight we got the Lakers Grizzlies 7:30 on TNT, followed by the Heat Bucks 9:00 Eastern on NBA TV. That's crazy to playoff games on NBA TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nuggets Timberwolves tonight at 10:00.
So
TNT.
What's gonna happen tonight is Giannis is gonna be out probably. Ja's gonna be out probably. And that last game was what?
The last game is Nuggets Timberwolves.
All right. So what I expect tonight is the Grizzlies to come out and fight. This game's gonna be harder than what people think. Even if Ja don't play.
Y'all favorite.
Yeah. Even if Ja don't play tonight, expect a hard game. Expect Dylan Brooks to go for 30 on bad shooting. We're gonna leave him open, and he's gonna capitalize on it, and we don't care. We won't care. Like expect him to try to get 30. Expect us to trap Tyus. We're gonna treat him like Ja tonight.
Okay.
And expect Bane to eat his words from Rui. They're gonna leave him open again, and he's gonna knock him down.
Rui?
Yes, people don't understand. Rui is a catch and shoot 40% shooter. They look at his overall shot, like his shooting, like dribble wise, his overall three. You can't do that. You got to look at what people are good at. He shoots 40% on catch and shoot. That's not a player I would just leave open if you catch and shoot threes. That's what he does. And so basically, I think tonight it's gonna be a close win by the Lakers. The Heat Bucks. I think the Heat Bucks without Giannis. Giannis is a big for them. I think the Bucks squeak it out though. I think the Bucks squeak it out because I feel like Tyler Hero injury is way bigger than Giannis. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But the Heat got a lot of players like Strus and all those players that gonna have to really fill in that blank with Hero. Lastly,
they're favored by Bucks are favored by 7.
Okay, yeah, I think Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Lopez will get that done. Close game though. I think the Nuggets will take the Timberwolves tonight. I don't think that series would be very interesting. I don't think the Timberwolves like each other. I'll let Marcus close it out. What do you think?
Yeah, Nuggets. They're playing at home, best home record in the league, I believe. Not just in the West, but in the league. Playing against the Timberwolves teams that, like you said, don't like each other and that it's a mess over there in Minnesota. It's an absolute mess. And I really do hope they break it all up. I mean, I hope they even get Ant out of there. Because that organization needs to just...
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Ant. I think it'll be Cat. We'll talk about that during the offseason.
We'll think about it in the offseason. But I hope they break it all up. Get rid of Gobert, get rid of Ant, get rid of Carl, get rid of everybody. Because that is just horrible what they got to watch over there. Milwaukee... honestly, Miami won the first game. They're gonna come out. They can't go down 0-2 as the number 1 team. And I actually got the Lakers losing tonight. I actually had the Lakers losing this one, just because I feel like Minnesota. This is a do or die for a lot of teams. You don't want to go down 2-0.
Yeah.
The Warriors are the ones that are like, hey, bro, we gotta go win 2 at home real quick.
The reason why I felt like, and this will be in and after this. The reason why I feel like the Lakers probably won't lose tonight is because this is a must win for the Lakers. Because anytime the other team's best player's not playing, you have to win that. And I think LeBron James knows that. He's like, bro, I don't even play game ones like that. I think they fell in the trap of LeBron. I think LeBron's looking for a sweep. I think he's like, oh, we won game 1 and y'all got Ja. I think he's like, oh, I'm trying to rest these feet. He's like, the Kings and Warriors going 7. I'm about to sit back and watch. I think that's what he wants to do. Sit back and watch the Kings fight to the death. Yeah. And sit back. I think that's what he wants to do. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think you see LeBron get about a 40 ball tonight. I think he goes crazy. I think him or AD.
You guys go back home.
Yeah.
Up 2-0.
Yeah, I think LeBron or that's the thing about the playoffs. Yeah, if we still win, we always go back. So I think LeBron 5 years ago he said it. He had in the video. He's like, I don't care what seed I am. He said if I come in your crib, it's gonna be a tough game. And I think that first one was the tough one. I think tonight LeBron tries to put the smack down.
You guys might have had one of the best runs if you can sweep Ja, right? Or gentleman sweep. It doesn't really matter. Then you got
It feels like the bubble all over.
Yeah, then you got the second round, which would be a Kings that just be like, bro, we had to just go hard against the Warriors, right? Or Warriors that was like, we still trying to figure things out. Like, we still trying to figure out rotations. Okay, after that round, what you got? Nuggets
definitely. Nuggets definitely. The reason why I say definitely, because the Clippers can't beat the Nuggets. That's been proven. Suns, I don't think they got the bench to beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets got a good bench. They got Bruce Brown on that bench. They got Jeff Green on that bench. Their bench is pretty solid over there. And I just don't think the Suns have the bench to beat them. Let's get in front of it. And then the Warriors and Lakers, I don't like that matchup for I already told you that.
Yeah.
I really don't. That's the worst matchup in the playoffs, the Warriors-Lakers. Because
so big.
And the Kings ain't no better with Sabonis. Because who is their backup center?
I have one.
So,
Trey Lyles is
I think the playoffs when we first came in, people were saying the Warriors had the best way. I actually think the Lakers had the best way, bro. Cause like they got the Grizzlies without Ja now, then they got with no Steven Adams.
Yeah.
They really don't got no bigs they going against, and then Jokic can't play AD. We've seen it
multiple times.
And then if Giannis is hurt, this is a clear path to a Celtics or Sixers. And Celtics dominate Sixers, so that would be history if we get a Celtics Lakers, and that would be for the most titles in the whole league.
You don't think Giannis could squeeze past?
Giannis looks a little bit hurt this year, man. He looks a little. He's in that middle part of his career where I think the hits are adding, and we're gonna say, "Are you LeBron?" This is when athletes have to prove, "Are you LeBron?" And I'm telling you, nobody is. He's at that point where it looks like it's starting to hurt. You know what I mean? He ain't getting up fast. And he's Giannis, but it looks like the hits are taking their toll now on him. But we'll be back tomorrow as always. Not tomorrow. We'll be back the next day to recap all these. Yeah. And Marcus will post all these on YouTube and the playlist, TikTok, all that.
Everything.
So, yeah, man.
So, our next, we'll be going back Friday. So, tune in Friday. If you're watching this late, tune in Friday because that's when next time we'll go live. We're going to watch the games tonight. Then Thursday, we got Game 3 for a lot of these people, Clippers, Suns, Brooklyn, and Philly, and Kings and Warriors. We'll come to you for the recaps of those as well, and we also might do like a little couple snippets during the week as well. So thanks for tuning in to the Big Two. You got any closing remarks? That's it.
That's it.
All right, appreciate it, boys.